always someone to fill my cup. For those that I've done wrong, for those that I've known for oh so long, I'll always hold a place in my heart for you.
I want to welcome everybody to another episode of Memories of Us. Today we have Mind Power Lady, Dr. Angela Wilson, and she is coming to show you how to free yourself from the suffering that you're going through. And she has an amazing journey. We talked briefly before the show started, and I'm just going to hand it over to her and let her tell you about herself. Dr. Angela, how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well and very excited to be on your show and share my personal journey so your audience can learn how I handle all this so-called fear and suffering and freed myself starting from 50 years ago.
That is a very, very long time. So tell everybody how did you become Mind Power Lady, Dr. Angela?
Okay, I didn't want to. I didn't even thought of that, but it's just the organic outcome. So I'm so happy to be in that position, and now I'm here to share how everyone can also have your own mind power. Put like this: only when we are able to transmute our mental strength into mind power, and we can free from any kind of unwanted suffering in the whole matrix. When I say matrix, I'm talking about the infinite matrix in different level, different dimension in the universe. And current COVID-19 is also matrix. Make sense?
Yes, it makes perfect sense. So break it down to the audience so they get a better understanding of that as well.
Okay, put like this. So most people on earth currently are suffering anger, fear, uncertainty about future. I have exactly the same feeling, reverse back 50 years ago since my birth. So I came from a doctor's family. My both parents are Western medical doctor. And my father carried the 10 generational heritage of herbal medical practitioner. Yeah. So I was resided in a residential building inside the compound, inside the city hospital. I was born in China. I moved to Australia 10 years ago, and currently my business just have 3 locations: Beverly Hills, London, and Brisbane. Yeah, but it's global anyhow. So come back to why I actually faced the same situation, because my mom wanted to drown me to death at my birth. She always repeat her regret for not drowning me successfully.
Right.
As when I was a toddler, she beat me every day. I was enslaved, discriminated, tortured every day. And meanwhile, the privilege of that is because I was not wanted, and nobody at family want to take care of me. My granny didn't want to take care of me, so I was forced to follow one of my doctor parents in their daily routine every day because nobody took care of me. So what I saw in the medical environment, in the indoor department, outdoor department, I saw people suffering, all the adults, all the kids, babies, and the infinite, the baby born dead with 2 years on the cheeks, or a healthy look boy was abandoned at the outside door department, just abandoned on the bench.
Mhm.
So my father checked why parents don't want this baby if the baby is so healthy. Then finally, he found out that the boy, have 2 anus. So I was freaking out. I said, why human beings life like this? And I saw the rich one, the poor, the powerful, the vulnerable suffer exactly the same way. And I saw, the tubes, put inside the nose to wash the stomach because they try to suicide because of argument between the couple. So they put a chemical in. And then they were put on the bamboo bed, with the head down and wash the stomach. They were screaming or suffering. I was asking why like that. And I saw all, the local celebrities suffer exactly the same emotionally. And the health issue, physical, emotional, mental. I saw the naked, crazy people running inside of the city hospital. In old time, the hospital is just one wall. Everyone is inside, and on this side there's our, residential. All the staffs, the doctor, nurse living here. But we share the same place, dining hall, share the same public toilet, or the place where we can carry the water because government provide the water. You just go there, carry the hot water. You don't need to boil hot water in old time. So every day I saw this. So I was the one of the couple of the hundreds kids that time who have the privilege, saw the adult world. So I started asking myself, where is my future? I was really panicked. I was panicked. I don't know where my future is because I don't think future is enlightening because all these adults are suffering. And I remember, when I around 2.5, my mother, she was trapped for whatever reason. She always like that. Yeah, was very emotional person, and she beat me so heavily. I told myself as a total, I said, now maybe it's time to tell her, stop it. If you don't stop it, I'm going to revenge. That's not a talk like a little child talk. It's like a mature soul talk, right?
Right. Yeah.
So when I made this decision, I looking back with my eyes because I cannot speak the same way like adults, right? And look at her, sending the message. And she looked into my eyes, and I see her whole energy change. I saw her face change, body language change, and she just wants to smash me like I'm a mosquito. Ants can smash me immediately and beat me even heavier. That's the time I recognized it's not a good idea to put our emotion, express our anger emotion out,
Right.
because that can trigger the dynamic change outside the world.
Okay.
So come to the COVID-19. If we feel anger, uncertainty about the government, all this, and we stretch out, do you see any change? We don't. We don't. We don't. We can go to the process and the legal process request. That's wrong. But we shouldn't put our emotion on that.
Right.
Why? Because when we put our emotion on that, what happens is I then sense the vibration. That moment when my mother, show me that way, I recognize that's not the right way because I see the vibration I send out and trigger her vibration to against me, revenge me.
Right. Yeah.
I get more trouble. Then I recognize the other way. I recognize, okay, then if I keep this vibration inside, emotion is a energy, right? Einstein said everything is energy. There is no matter. Matter is just the energy, have a lower vibration, our senses can feel it.
Right.
Yeah? I just convert the understanding in my words. Yeah? About Einstein's theory. Everyone can search Einstein's theory about energy. You will get the original, quotes. Yeah? So then I recognize that this vibration is like, volcano. You can sleep in volcano. It looks like a sleep. But actually inside is moving, all the energy moving, but suddenly, boom, there is a disaster, right? And then I recognize I allow this energy inside my body. I can sense because I was toddler. My body was pure, not like when you become adults, eat all the rubbish food, you're not sensitive anymore. And then at the time, I can feel the energy, emotion, energy is moving inside my body. It's not comfortable feeling. The feeling is not comfortable. Impact different organs, cells. I didn't like it. So I recognize I need to find a way out. That's it. So put like this. If we express the anger out, we can trigger others to revenge us.
Right.
That's why you can see people debate and fight, then the getting worse and worse relationship, right? Then if you hold it back, then what happens? Feel depressed, feel crazy, want suicide, yeah? and feel miserable inside. You don't want that to. So where this energy should go, what we need to do is to transmute the energy, redirect the energy. It's like a flood, right?
Okay.
Cannot go this way, cannot go the other way. We need to redirect. We need to have a new channel, redirect that. That's what happens in my childhood. And then I recognize, okay, I have to, can't find a way. Yeah, this is also the reason why so many people are trapped by the so-called child trauma, or have all kind of stress or depression, anxiety, or human being. Basically, generally speaking, most humans carry their mark in the past, yeah? And this mark in the past always nagging them in their decision now or in the future, right? Because we are trapped by the emotion, trapped by the memory of the emotion at the time, we never come out. So what I did difference is I never put in that, because I experienced when I was 2 years old, yeah, around 2.5, connect with my mother, and also I think around 3.5, I testing with my father. It's not I put the energy out saying I'm going to revenge. On the contrary, is different. That happens when one day when I saw my father was giggling, hug another sibling younger than me, and they were playing. In old time you hang out your clothes with a strong steel, right? A rope, right? And then what happens is my father hold her. She just used her hands hold it. My father just push. She was having fun, like swing, yeah, swarm back and forth. I looked at them. I was so have so much desire. I chased, my eyes was chasing my father's eyes. I said, look at me, look at me, look at me, love me. I want to join you. I want to. I dare not even step over, say, can I join you? I dare not to do that. Because I was born unwanted. It's like you are the rubbish. You are not wanted. Right. It's like what part of the family is not you,
Right.
So I chasing my father's eyes. So finally, his eyes, he looked, suddenly caught my eyes. I thought I had hope. I thought now I have hope, So I look into his eyes. I said, please, please, love me, hug me, and let me join you. Really, my eyes was begging him. My father was a highly respected doctor.
Okay.
But that connection with me completely different. So when he caught my eyes, he caught my eyes, he saw it, then he moved back, then he come back. Then he make sure he saw my eyes look. What he did is he continued playing with my sister, but his eyes just like a knife. Like a knife cutting my soul again. And like putting a sword, he used his eyes putting the sword on my bleeding scar. He said, haha, you want it, you dream it. We giggling more, we laugh more, just to make you feel more pain.
Wow.
That kind of look, back and forth, still look for quite a while. Mm-hmm. Then I recognize there is no hope. So I moved my eyes away. Then I recognized I cannot rely on others to save me,
right,
to give me the love. I have to find way to save myself and get love inside myself. They cut the story short, and when I was in early 30, reached my dreamed success, I actually had a will. I write the will. I show my parents the will. My friends told me, don't show that, it will change the relationship. Your parents never loved you. But I told them I am one person, yeah, and I love them. What if I suddenly die? They don't know what I have. Yeah, I live in different place.
Right.
I said, even what you said may be true, I won't test if it's true or not. I did it. And it proves, unbelievable the way how I saw. Basically, it's like, I think that's the time I actually recognize it's time for me to free myself to looking for love from others. because I spent over 30 years trying to please everyone in the family, just want to get the recognition. Yeah. And my birth date on my passport, which were coming on the November 20th, you know what? It's not even my real birthday.
Really?
Yes. Why? Because my parents were pissed off for my birth. Every birthday, my real birthday coming, my mother just remind me how painful she suffered because give me birth and bring me to the world. I never have a candy for my birthday. I never have a birthday wish, a birthday cake, or whatever. Never. I'm the only one in the family of 5 kids. It's different. Have different experience with that. And then my parents even threatened me to remove me from family tree. That's why I don't even have a Chinese name. So one day I told myself I'm going to remove myself. Yeah, and when I was 18, my parents successfully triggered one of the sibling emotion. As a consequence of what she did, she walked behind me at the dining table. Everyone was there with a knife in hand and cut me on my face. But because I thought she was going to reach up with something on the table, so I lowered down my head. That's why the scar here disappeared now because it's lighter. But I still have a scar here. I was almost dead when I was 18.
Wow.
That's a big rumor going in the whole city. So how embarrassed I was. That's the time I recognized it's not safe for me to stay home. I have to leave. Although, when I was around 6, before 10, I always sort of hope some kidnapper can find me. Because I heard the neighbor, colleagues of my parents have their daughter, who I know, the girl, left home. Because of the father was not fair. Yeah, the father always beat her rather than her younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
Even she was not doing anything wrong. So she walked away from home, then was taken by a kidnapper. I was so excited by her. I said, oh my God, she's finally left the hell. I never thought that the life after being kidnapped could be worse than I lived in. Can you imagine what kind of life I was? Yeah, I was experienced. So then when it happens, the family crime happened, yeah. And then when I was 18, I told myself I have to, home is not safe. I need to leave. Yeah. Worse than that. And my parents once sold me out for what you call forced marriage to an official in the Air Force and in high position. Because their parents also are doctor, they know each other. So my parents will get a lot of, welfare money. That's an old culture. And then also they can get rid of me. They want to get rid of me. One reason is because I was not a virgin anymore. Because in old time, you have to be virgin married.
Right.
Otherwise, it's a shame. And because I didn't have the love, I didn't trust my parents anymore, so I did decide to be with the guy I love. But my parents was so pissed off, so angry. My mother said, I even needed to find my colleagues, sign on health proof. It's like a proof you are still virgin.
Yeah.
I knew if I follow her and I marry the official, I might be beaten to death because of family, domestic violence. Because by law, they are military person, protected by government. They're not allowed to divorce, not allowed to divorce. Yeah. And I saw another colleagues of this guy my mother want me to marry with. He married some woman, and woman ended up have mental health issue. He was not allowed to divorce too, And that woman later on suicide. Just I think I had in front of the train. Yeah, but for me, I don't want to get in trouble. But once I marry him, then I will go anywhere with him, as a family. So I told myself I have to leave. I have to leave. So, but point is, why I never be trapped in that emotion, lose the ability to love my parents. Even I have all the horrible life experience, with them. Even my parents tried to do everything. Basically, when come back to the early 30s, when they saw my will, and they were so angry. They didn't really say, "Oh, we are proud of you" at all. They're getting so angry, more greedy. I can sense every time I try to call and talk, we cannot continue the conversation. I can sense they just want my immediate death. Because only when I die, they can take all my assets. But they're older than me. They cannot wait that I leave, they get older, never got my assets. Can you see that?
I can.
And I just felt so sad. I said, I cannot buy in the fake love anymore. Then I told myself, but remember, whole human beings' journey, regardless what kind of culture, we all like to be with the family. We want to be loved by family, accepted by family. If we are not with the family, normally people think you are wrong. You must do something wrong. Why you are not connecting with your family? Why family don't love you? Why every family member against you? Can you see that?
I can.
Yeah, then I told myself, no, it's time for me to stop the fake love. I don't need to spend my time and my money to buy the fake love. Yeah, I still love them, but I need to let them know I am me. I love you as a parent, yeah, as authority. Yeah, I respect you, but you don't own me. You don't own me. I don't allow you to own me anymore. So come back to COVID-19 and people suffering because COVID-19 or because of your past unsolved issue is all because we put ourselves in the position as a victim.
Okay.
If we decided we don't buy in to be the victim, or we think we know we are spoiling them in the wrong way, we need to stop it. If I can see anything I feel regrets, if anything I would say I regret, is I didn't really talk to my parents and find over to let them understand they shouldn't live in their past history of their own suffering.
Right.
I share with you, even I was the only one, yet they treat me like this. But all children become the victim of them. All children.
Right. Yes.
But at the end, I'm not the victim. I freed because I don't buy in their metrics. I'm talking about metrics. Metrics is system. COVID-19 is a matrix. Your family is a matrix. Your business is a matrix. Your colleagues in relationship with you is a matrix. Matrix is the energy, connecting with the source, emotions. If we always put ourselves in a position that I'm the owner of me, whenever what kind of metrics I go in, I will always stay in a cool position, not being trapped by their emotion and by my own emotion, and to stay cool, look at things will be different. So every different life experience I have go through, I always testing this. So like with my parents, I actually testing them from different angle, try to find out how they can change, they will change. Then I recognize they don't. When I train them more better and better, put like this: if you give them two gifts, next time they expect three. If you give them three, they expect four. So it's like it's a whole. You never be able to fulfill them. Then I was thinking, why should I do that? Even you do that, you think you at the time you did that, you think you can melt them, you can warm them hard. But sometimes people just cannot be response the way you want. Cannot.
That's right.
So why put your expectation? Hope people can change the way you think they should be reasonably. Maybe not. I have another experience with my loved one. Yeah. And basically, I had the experience put like this: I love him deeply, and then come to the point I was in the situation I can put myself in a position like disappear in the Fiji Sea. I couldn't even paddle in the water. I'm not even talking about paddle in the swimming pool. I even don't know how to paddle in the water anyhow. But I accept him to take me to the jet skiing trip in the Fiji Sea.
Okay.
When he was so mentally trapped because he was mentally suffering, right? And he told me, I'm going to throw you into the water. So I was questioning. There might two possibilities. One is, okay, he really mean that, but not have fun. The other way, he threw me for fun, but he will not leave me alone. He will put me in a safe place. So I was so curious. I want testing. I'm the person like this, testing what might happen. And also the third reason I took it because I want to see how powerful my mind power can be. Yeah, that mind power comes from what? Transmute the energy. No detached from the emotion. I could get angry with him. I said, "What's your purpose?" Right? You knew I cannot even paddle in the water, and you want to throw me into the water, into the sea. Yeah, and I was even thinking he might drive far away, nobody there. I was so curious, so I followed him. I joined him, and then you know what happened? He did drive far away and free from anyone. Nobody can see us. I could only hear the sound of the wave, and then he started speeding up, and he started to really drive in the angle you can feel. I can feel my knee touch the water. He started a twist in a sudden. He really tried to throw me to the water. Yes. That comes behind with the background of their hustle. With I discovered he with another person maybe have sexual relationship. Okay, so what happens is I never been on the jet ski, but then what I did, I actually let my unconscious mind take over, and then what I did, I actually didn't really hold his waist tight. If I hold his waist tight, I can easily be thrown away.
Right.
Because later on he stand up. He was on the jet ski standing up, and he tried to throw me out. So I didn't hold him tightly. I didn't. I actually just hold my arms tightly around his waist.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my feet was still on the pedal. So I suddenly get in the position is like I can dancing with his ankle. So at the end, he feels so exhausted himself. He heading back to the beach. When we arrived there, he looked at me with his face in pale. Then I knew he was serious. He said, "How could possible you survived?" If he told me, "Baby, I'm so proud of you. You know, you really survived," then I know he was making joke. So when I saw his face, I knew he was serious. So I tapped into his shoulder. I said, "Baby, I love you." I never told him what I knew. I never.
Wow.
But I'm here to share this story. I want to just let everyone know how powerful our unconscious mind is only in the condition if we understand how it works and we have the power to take the control. Most people on earth, the unconscious mind is so powerful and trap them down in the misery, suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Because the unconscious mind is not owned by them. By who? By the universe matrix connect with the reptilian brain. Reptilian brain is a physical material, physical, which is a low vibration of energy. Connect with unconscious mind through our thoughts, emotion. Connecting with our nerve system. You can see globally so many people talking about the neuroscience, trying to working on get rid of suffering, pain, or working as a personal development. use neuroscience, NLP, hypnosis, it doesn't really work. Why? Because that's a connection behind. That's why Dalai Lama, who reincarnated 14 times, is a professional working on neuroscience to practice staying calm, still admit he has his moments getting angry. We can act, pretend getting angry, but not being trapped by our nerve system, the neural, to make ourselves feel miserable and make this vibration start haunting our health, getting health issue, physical, emotional, mental, or haunting us in dealing with any other social environment. This is what I'm talking about. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
I learned from my childhood. If I was not practiced from the childhood, how could I possibly have the guts go with the Fiji Sea to finding out the truth? If I didn't go, I didn't know if it true mean that or not, right?
Right.
But if I go there, if I do not have the power, I maybe definitely disappear. Because even disappear, he will be innocent. Why? Because he has mental health issue. He's free from the legal charge. Can you see that?
I can. Wow. Wow. So,
So
no, go ahead.
yeah, so what I'm saying is in the whole life journey, everyone, everything around you is a matrix. But all the metrics can affect working on us if we do not know how to take care of our whole body metrics.
Right.
I call it mind metrics. It's a metric controlled by the unconscious mind. Sigmund Freud said the unconscious mind is largely inaccessible. Why? Because it's controlled by the reptilian brain connected with the nervous system in the whole universe matrix. This is also the reason why so many people in the spiritual journey, so many entrepreneurs are spiritual, are trapped, confused. What is themselves? What is spirituality? Connection between spirituality with the soul. People confuse the unconscious mind with the soul, with the spirituality. But the unconscious mind is the energy. And that energy and it can be part of the soul. If not controlled by you, then the energy, unconscious mind connected with the soul, then trap you to any different dimension, regardless of what kind of religion you believe in,
Right.
what kind of concept. Because that's part of that game in the universe. But once we understand the game, we are able to dominate our whole life journey.
Mhm.
So I was in a unique position, be able to have a proactive strategy, for my whole life journey. It's like when we want to build a house, build a project. We want to design the whole project. We need to know why we take the project, what the result we want the project. But most human in their life journey, they never have the clear understanding, clarity on their project as human being from start, from cradle to the grave, right? How we will build up our whole human being's life journey project, and why we should act in a certain way. Can you see that? And people just go with the emotion and and also what might happen. They always use the words, let's see what happened. I always ask people, what might happen in 5 years? What might happen in 10 years? Your life. They always, not sure, maybe in this country, in that country, or maybe get more property, or maybe change a job, maybe change a business. Then I asked again, I said, what happens after 60 years? They said, not sure, retired, who knows? People always see like that. If we don't know who knows, that means you are not control your destiny. I am prepared now. I'm prepared my life after 50 years from now. I basically prepared the life after this. I already prepared my whole life. Started from the beginning. Can you see that? I'm always in advance.
Okay.
And I asked one high achiever who I met in a charity event. And he was, that's 2 years ago, he was how old? 87 or something. He looks healthy. I said, what's your plan in 2 years? He said, I don't know, maybe do more seminar. Then I asked, okay. I said, what's your plan in 5 years? Because I want him to understand what I'm trying to ask. Yeah.
Right.
And he was thinking. He said, not sure, maybe. You can see his answer is like, I'm not sure if I'm still living. Can you see that?
I can.
So, but point is, you never age. Even your physical body die. But he believed in some religion. He even didn't tell me, oh, I connected with God or connected with Buddha, connected with Muhammad. He even didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Most human beings living on earth always ask where we come from, where we are heading to, but they just leave that at the back end. Never get clarity. That means we just enjoy human experience. At the end, everything may be in vain. But how to make it tangible? Because everyone wants to be practical,
Right.
especially work in the conventional world. That's why I have a program. It's called a Hacking the Hacker. I provide consultation, teach people 3 steps. Simple. Identify issue. Identify how you get the full potential. I even use infinite potential because we are living in the infinite universe, right? Potential is infinite. Because why? Because the energy is infinite, right? You can also, this box is energy. Energy is infinite, so I start to use the word infinite potential. How you can tap into your infinite potential and free from any traps? You recognize or don't recognize? Easy. Identify issues in your business, career, your personal life, everything through what? Through your thoughts. Connect with your action. The second step is to redirect the energy behind the thoughts. The third one is transmute the energy of thoughts to what? To pleasing feeling. You don't need to know or worry about where the future will be, where you are heading to. As long as you are able to transmute any of your thoughts, emotion into the pleasing feeling. When I say please, it means it's beyond the enlightenment. It's a feeling, inspired feeling that pump you up with passion that exists inside your body all the time. Once you have that, you don't need to worry about anything. That's it. So when people come to talking about the suffering COVID-19, everything around you could be the hell. But you yourself is living in the heaven.
Okay.
The earth can be the hell, but you are in the heaven. Where this come from? If we come to talking about the big love, right? And we recognize people feel hard to love others when we feel emotionally trapped, suffering. If I'm worried, I will be in COVID-19. I'm trapped. I feel worried, uncertain how I can have a sense of love to others because I lose the sense of love myself, right? And this is a trap. This is a trap. This is trap from the unconscious mind. Reptilian brain trap us into this angle. Then when we think this way, what happens? The more dark energy produced to feed the earth. That's the problem. So what we need to do, we need to focus on doing 3 steps, simplified 3 steps. You just focus on hold tight for working on that. You don't worry what else happening. You are living in the heaven. Because the universe energy, COVID-19 will disappear anyhow. Just take time. But remember, even COVID-19 disappears, something else will come in. Because Earth is a dimension of so low with so low energy, always need to trigger humans' emotion to working on this matrix to produce enough negative energy as a food, as a fuel to run this Earth. This is the secret. Rather than chasing intangible or different spiritual energy or stuff that you drawing back inside your body, this is tangible, right? You know your body. Just focus on reality in your business, career, and personal life. In real world, then you don't need to worry about anything. That's it.
Wow. I love that you talked about the matrix and the frequency that you give out, because I'm a firm believer in that as well. Live with intention and let your frequency attract the things that you want. Like you said, when you was younger, you looked into your dad's eyes and you could feel that blade coming through, right? And so you knew right then and there something deep down. And I honestly believe that our paths in life leads us right to the work that we do. And listening to you talk, it's like listening to an old motivational that something that keeps me motivated and wanting to go right, and opens up those different levels of the mind, because the mind is a powerful place. And we everything that we get back is a response or reaction from the vibration that we give off.
That's right. That's right. But also beyond that,
Okay.
for example, in my whole family, right? We all the children live in the same environment, in the hospital,
Okay.
same family. Why respond differently? I share with you one of the sibling who was told she will have miserable life in 40. And that happens when I was 6 years old, right?
Mhm.
When I was 60 years old, my father took out a notebook. In the notebook, all the kids' future destiny is written. I got shocked. I was thinking how crucial it could be. You release our future, but cannot give a solution, right? So when that sibling was told she will have miserable life, everyone look at her. He's like, "Oh, bad luck." He's like, "Oh, I'm not have your bad luck, or I'm happy. I escape." But when I look at her face looks so despaired, hopeless. I was angry. That time I was 6. So I look back, and my dad, I asked how to change destiny. My dad stared at me. It's like, I'm an alien. He said, nobody can change destiny. That's the awakening moment. I told myself, I'm not allowed any power over me. That's the time I recognized I might be present, by my parents, forever. So that time I decided to make diligent effort every day to working on myself, right? And along the journey, you can see the traps. Okay. My mom would treat me that, my father treat me that, but I still love them.
Mm-hmm.
I still follow them because I respect them as the parents. I still did all my best to them. Yeah, even I escaped from hometown. I even when I had no money, I was even homeless. I sleep on the street. I sleep at the construction area, do the work free just to have a place to stay overnight. That's not even a room. They put the old damaged door.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be on that one, on the roof level, and then there is no door. So I was there with the woman who cook for the construction workers. I was was in that situation, but I saved my every penny to buy the gift to my parents because I don't want them worry about me. Can you see? I didn't even tell them what happened. Because if I tell them, I will get abused. They say, "Why should you do that? You escaped from home." They will tell me this. So what I'm saying is, even my parents can be so nasty to me, can be emotionally back and forth, but they never trapped my emotion, change my behavior, how I respond to them. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're taking full responsibilities of your.
Because I know how I will not losing control. Because I know when I do good to them, I am in peace. Because I don't want to be, trapped into the uncomfortable feeling. Because I recognize if they treat me this way, why should I to be more considerate? Even I left the home now. Why I still treat them so nice? Because I feel bliss, sense of giving, love. What happens with so many success people? Why they are so trapped? So many success people, they have depression, anxiety, PTSD, addiction, all kinds of things. They maybe show you don't see, but inside themselves they know it. They have it. That's why you suddenly see all success people trapped by severe mental health issues or suicide. They hide it until cannot hide anymore. Like Stephen Jobs hide his cancer until he cannot hide anymore. Otherwise, maybe Apple fired him earlier. Because Apple need to make a decision based on what he told them, right?
Yeah.
But if an Apple company already knew he had a cancer, they worry he will die, right? Maybe they will change his strategy. Can you see that?
I can.
So what I see is, why people, they even know, put like this, all people who are ambitious, aspiring, they all have the strong mindset. They want to dominate their destiny, dominate their life. That's why they're successful. But the way they dominate is based on what? Based on their design controlled by ego. That is the point. Once your design is controlled by ego, but it's hard for people to identify if controlled by ego or not.
Right.
Once it's controlled by ego, and these mental strengths will become toxic, become a sword with two edges. It will not transmute to mind power. So how to test it? That's why it's important to test every thought, every decision with a 3-step. This is exactly where I come from. I teach clients this.
Okay. And see, that's amazing because that makes total sense. It makes everything's being controlled by your ego, your emotions, and so listening to that, it just reminds me how powerful the mind can be if you take responsibility, right?
That's right. Put like this. You are right. Unconscious mind is a power force. It's powerhouse. It's a force. But either you control it or you are controlled.
Right.
Also, success people, because most people on earth don't know this part of place how it works. So they think they use their strong will mindset. Yeah, use NLP or strong will. I'm able to dominate everything. Yeah, and then what happens? They use this consciousness. This consciousness will not work when we sleep, right? Can you see that? When we sleep, consciousness is shutting down. Have a rest. This is why some success people who are able to dominate their mind suddenly woke up at midnight because of panic attack. They don't have a panic attack when they at daytime working in business because they use their thoughts to control. But at midnight, consciousness doesn't work anymore. What happens? Then the unconscious mind, who is not controlled by you, start working on you. Where the walks or what is called sleepwalking come from?
Okay.
Because your consciousness doesn't work. However, if you understand how this unconscious work on you, and you know how to take over the control through the step which I teach, then you will definitely free from the panic attack at midnight and what is called sleeping walking or dementia. People don't know where the dementia come from. In the medical world, they don't know where dementia come from. Because these all dementia all actually come from the energy. When our consciousness doesn't work, when we get in retired, our mind consciousness will not working that much, right? Because you are not engaged. And then unconsciousness is taking over. And the other universe energy in the matrix start working on you. Because that's all connected with the nerve system. I'm working on this angle. Because only we are able to, we talking about hit the nail on the head, right?
Yes.
So what can your whole human life journey from the cradle to the grave is unconscious by 80%, and this is like a CPU of the computer. And once if we are not able to control it, regardless how powerful we think we are, we will be taken anyhow. There are billionaires. You search it. You search, type some Google billionaires who lived over 90, 98. I have a real example from news.
Wow.
It's a Taipong in Macau, the casino.
Mhm.
He didn't want to die. He was powerful. He only had the 10 Hong Kong dollars and the fight and build up his empire. He lost everything when he was in 80. Why? All his children legally took away all his assets legally. How come? How come? And then he didn't want to die. He had to die. He invested from the news, right? That's a news in Hong Kong language. He invested 1 billion Hong Kong dollars, try to sustain his life. Yes, he died at 98, but at the time when he died, his face was twisted or was freaking out because he was not sure, living in the fear, uncertainty where he was going to be. This is the best example because why? Because everyone wants longevity, want healthy, want to have power. But most other so top success people are not even living that age and die early. When we die, and also when we die, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about connected everything. So at the time, doesn't matter we die because of a car accident or because of a health issue. As long as we have the suffering, emotion, feeling inside, we will not be able to connect the energy of bliss, heaven. Can you see that? That's why it's super important every day when we live in the real life reality, we want to build up the invisible assets, which is called bliss feeling. It's inside you. Nobody else is matter. Nobody else matter in the world. If you really love you to the pieces, to the highest level, surfaceless to the highest level, then surfacelessly to find the biggest power in you is the bliss feeling. Through the simplified 3 steps, you don't need to go through all the dots I have gone through. I have found the solution. I have testing everything. I was even now myself. I have tested different religion. I tested everything. I have so many backgrounds, psychology, I have so many qualifications. I'm not even a registered cook. I'm now in the process. I have a diploma of professional makeup because I'm in the process also to have my story on stage show, documentary film and drama film. So the first edition of 3 should be ready before July 1st. But I think should be early. I mean, documentary should be early and stage show should be early. Stage show basically is for the what is it, entrepreneur group, for my entrepreneur group. But documentary film I will promote on YouTube. The drama film will be have a different edition. That's why I'm here to release that. I have so many people told me, and Angela, is your duty to release all this to the world. But you need to do it. I realize that you need to do it to find the bliss feeling. Test your decision. Test how you deal with your children. Test how you deal with your partner. If you deal with your partner, beloved one, or you never even think he's your beloved one, but you choose already together, then you are buying in the matrix. And do your best. Find a way to have the bliss feeling in you. I share with you. Then there are 100% correction as long as you feel bliss feeling. Your decision is right. If you feel, I have done something cunning, sneaky, and that's not a bliss feeling. Can you see that?
I can. Yeah.
You cannot get the bliss feeling because if you do something cunning all this, you feel, I win. But then follow with that, you have sense of uncertainty and unsure.
Right.
Because you worry something come back to you.
Right. It's that old, and it's a simplified saying, what comes around goes around. So whatever you put out.
That's right. Because this is energy. Because you interact with others interact with you.
Right.
Unless you are more powerful. But unless you're powerful, you can only get this powerful, your energy, only when you have the bliss feeling. That's it. I testing everything. If there are shortcuts I share with you, I will do it. Because I
If there was a shortcut, you would do it.
That's That's right. That's right. Because I know that's a destination. Yeah, I testing this way, too high, I testing this, testing everything. They find out, okay, there are 3 steps they can do quickly, so I can teach others, right? Because I get used to it. I practice since childhood. It's just your nature. Yeah. Yeah, and also our unconscious mind normally is not easy to access that. If you access that, you actually trapped by nerve system again. That's why some kids who connect with the unconscious mind have autism. Autism child actually connect with that, but in a wrong way.
Yeah, that makes perfect
Autism,
sense.
yeah. And then I have parent talking about the autism child, but I only working with autism child through the parents. I don't working with autism child themselves because energy can be dynamic. I don't want to get the legal trouble. You get point?
Right.
Is your parents' duty? So are you train your parents? But most time parents have no interest or patience to working on themselves to help their children. I recognize that they're busy for the money or this, you know.
That makes perfect sense because a lot of kids, and you're a prime example, a lot of kids are products of their environment, of the people that are around them and how they treat them. And it's amazing that you found a way to look at it and take that control back. You figured it out.
That's right.
It's beautiful, right? Because I'm always digging into my subconscious mind. Why? I'm always looking at it. Whenever I go up to a challenge, I look at the challenge differently.
Okay. Can I pause you?
Yeah.
You just mentioned the subconscious mind. I'm talking about the unconscious mind.
Yeah, I was okay.
That's right.
I was getting to that, but I think I worded it differently.
Yes. Yeah. I share with you. You know the difference?
I do know the difference.
That's okay. Subconscious mind is emotional mind. Is emotion controlled by nerve system, and the subconscious mind consciousness. These two of the 10% all controlled, manipulated by the unconscious mind. This is why people use NLP, working on personal development. They use whatever level of NLP, they suffer. Why? Because when you use NLP is a very typical special form of hypnosis. It's hypnotic reason. And the hypnotic reason is used to trap human beings. So people master use NLP working on that. Yeah, actually, you master to hypnotize yourself. What happens when you hypnotize yourself? You don't have the ability to look in the truth behind what you see. Because the hypnotic reason is to show you the way you feel comfortable, controlled by nerve system. That you are not able to see what's behind the truth. This is exactly why so many successful people at the end, they try their best, did their best, try to find full human potential, including Stephen Jobs, to survive, failed. Because he looking through the solution through the hypnotic mind, controlled by nerve system. So my angle is completely is crash, is break the pattern. I'm the only one in the whole world doing this. That's the reason why Stephen Jobs failed. That's why so many, I cannot release you the name, but I have the clients connected with the top global speaker who working on NLP, all these millions followers. He suffered. But you don't know his issues. I already told. So I just cannot release the name. Because, put like this, people who use NLP, right, to working on their mind, what happens? They need to brainwash them. Reprogramming, right? Is reprogramming the way they think should be right. They don't want to be distracted by any other things. They want be focused, be able to focus what they want head into. Yeah?
Yes.
So, which means they put themselves to in a position avoid to see the whole truth in the universe. Can you see that?
I can.
Yeah. So once this energy cannot hold anymore, this is called the mental strength, because you can only go that far. And then you can see people who actually have that. You can see their physical body muscle, physical muscle. They have to put themselves in a situation to do like a ritual, do the meditation or jump into the cold water or do some angle to put them in the Zoom. That's very tiring because they need to consume their physical energy. They need to consume their mental energy. That it will start to eating them. But once you relax, become authentic yourself at a higher level, authentic self at a higher level, it can be authentic. We can also see we are authentic, we become nasty, right?
Mhm.
This is just one angle. If we be open, be authentic to ourselves, to the higher level, we are able to have the ability to see the picture of the whole universe, the holographic self. We are heading to AI age. Yeah?
Yes.
If you Google it, you will see their holographic technique can put dead singers, a celebrity, put on the stage and sing. But we human beings are holographic self, ourselves, have unlimited dimension access. When we are able to open ourselves, remove the ego. Don't need to worry how other people think about us while we ourselves heading to a high level with a bliss feeling. We are powerful. We are uncontrollable. We have no fear because we know the truth at infinite level. I'm not talking about the truth at a small level. I'm the truth about an infinite level, unlimited level. Not a truth about this angle, that angle, this angle, because they are all in the box. Each box, your perception in the box, will works only limited and works inside the box, but limited by box. I'm talking about if you want to survive in the whole universe as a human being, as a soul, you want to put yourself, tap into the infinite level. Then what you are doing, your decision making will based on what? Infinite direction, because you can see far. It's like if you standing on the top of the mountain, you can see everything. How you make a decision will be different, right?
Mhm.
But if you cannot at the top, you go to at the step one, step two, you say you are right. But you are right only because you can only see here. But if your mind is controlled by the unconscious mind, not dominated by you, there are other things actually working on you. Other things is seeing what your direction is. They will manipulate. I'm talking about the energy.
Wow.
This is what I'm talking about. I invested over 1 million in the past decades, not the whole life, testing everything, involved with billionaires, testing their energy. I even buy like a public speaking. Yeah, I buy different program. Actually, I want to involve in these people metrics to see how their energy works.
Right.
I'm doing all this testing. Use my body. I also risk it many times my life. Yeah, Fiji just one thing. No, testing everything. I share with you. I have a family came to me because one of the son in university was trapped in schizophrenia because of meditation. Because they love the meditation, they feel cool, introduced son, and the son suddenly trapped into schizophrenia, diagnosed. He has quit university. So they find me 10 years later. They even dare not to tell me what they have gone through because they worried being controlled.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
because they live in the fear. And I have a classmate in middle school actually also trapped in schizophrenia because she didn't want the guy date her, so she found an excuse, do the meditation, and she trapped in schizophrenia. So how I helped the family is like this. Yeah, I did the family thing, but I actually focused on the father. I told the father, "Are you serious? You want free from the suffering of your son this issue?" He said, yes. I said, then you need to do this. He was jumping out of the chair, really. Because I asked him, do you give me permission to speak in front of all your family? 4 family members, 4 or 5 family members. He said, yes. I spoke out. He couldn't handle it. He jumped out of the chair because of ego. Can you see? I talk about the ego.
Wow.
I said, you gave me permission, yeah? And you paid me this money. You come here to solve the problem, but not tell me to deny what I said. If you deny, you cannot get the results you want from me.
Right.
That's what I told him. I said, you need to think, if you already suffered 10 years, do you want to continue to suffer the rest of your life? You know what happened? He changed. He changed, the son changed.
Wow, I think that's
See that?
amazing. Listening how that can.
That's right. You never saw anyone told a psychiatrist working on schizophrenia, working on someone else connect with that person.
Wow.
Because I understand how this works.
Right. Like you're saying, look at it this way, but also be open to the infinite possibilities.
Put it like this, because we human beings are energy.
Mm-hmm.
Energy is infinite.
Right.
Energy can tap into anything. So if we are only have the ability to look at things at this small angle, we can only solve the problem at this level.
Right.
That's why we are trapped, constantly need a fixed problem, chasing the tail. But once we have the ability to see the infinite level, everything is covered. Then we were going to find the solution, solve the problem in an easy way. So, for example, like a different, I have a neurologist told me, Angela, you need to release this. He's a neurologist. He was listening my presentation invited by a conference.
Okay.
Because I'm talking about bypassed control of neural system.
Right. You're talking about
that's right.
Energy.
It's beyond. I'm talking about the path to liberty beyond the matrix.
Right.
Put like the human being is designed to have a nervous system to control us.
Right.
If you buy the human nature, then that means, I have my moments, apologize, I have moments, blah, blah, blah. That means you buying the consequence.
Right. You've already set your
set yourself by the consequence.
Okay.
So
yes.
I put myself in a position, I don't buy in that. I'm in the human's body at the moment to fulfill my human's experience. But doesn't mean I need to be tapped into this physical body reality. I am infinite. I'm holographic self. At the unlimited level, I just use my physical body as a tool to experience how human's life is. Can you see that? That's completely different angle.
That's a huge difference. And I totally see that. I mean, I'm sitting here, my mind is just going there, because it wants to go there. And I wanted to go there, right?
That's right.
And I think, for a long time, I've been trying to question that myself, right? All of these things that I've seen, all of the things that I've done, the journey of getting here and listening to you, it now makes sense. Like I look at things and go, okay, what about this? And I just go there and I see it coming back, manifesting itself and bringing itself into fruition. And I just see everything else. But now listening to you, I now understand what it means.
Great. Great. And you just mentioned manifestation. Do you want me to share with you my understanding and my experience about manifestation?
Yeah.
Okay. Many people actually working on manifestation and the law of attraction. Put like this. In the infinite universe, there are infinite energy. When you working on law of attraction and a manifestation, you want to make sure where this source come from.
Right.
Point is, most people think we universe mother, Earth mother, they think is positive. No. Because you would say there are also dark energy. Dark energy is in the universe.
Yes.
So when you try to manifestate or try to get law of attraction, you want to make sure where this energy come from. Because dark energy can shape as positive energy to fit in our ego, our needs. So they can then start to manipulate our mind. That's what I'm saying. Because they want to use human being as a tool. So they want to buy in the relationship. They can be part of your resource when you do manifestation, you get what you want. And then they start to, because you feel comfortable, you get what you want, right? Then that means they're already in your metric, then start working on you. This is why you see so many people use manifestation, law of attraction, have something happen later on in different angle of life. This is what I'm talking about. Very deep. That's why so many gurus are manipulated without even know. Their gurus suspect because they see something there, but they are not allowed to speak out. I had a debate with religious gurus, yeah, because he wanted to tell me this. I said no. I decided to tell him what is at the other level. Then when he see I was so solid, then he told me what he saw. He even saw aliens. Aliens touch his body. He was freaking out. Can you see that?
I can. Wow.
That's it. He's not the only one.
Mm.
That's why it's important to understand how the whole universe, the infinite universe works. Then you know how to position yourself in this unlimited matrix. Then you can win the game. This is where I come from, what I'm talking about. It's not just bury your head in the sand and say, I don't see it, it's negative or too much overwhelming. If you want to see it, if you don't want to see it, you will be taken anyhow. That's it. It's like in the war. Put like this, unconscious mind is a war zone.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to see it, it's okay. Your enemy took it, control it, then use that as a power to manipulate you. So you are slave, the puppet, like a puppet, right? Your whole life journey. And the suffering back and forth emotionally, sometimes feel good, sometimes not good, sometimes, life is just back and forth. You never know what happened. Then if you think, okay, the monster is control me, or I'm scared, I escape away, that means you definitely slave. But if you think I'm going to fight it back, yeah, then what happens? Then you want the stronger will you have, the weaker that part will be. Then you take over. Then what you do, you don't need a manifestation. You put your source in there, you determine, identify what you want. That's what happens with my whole life.
Now, see, I'm following that, and I'm just going, wow.
That's completely different.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so now, like it makes me think so much more about what I put out there and what the possibilities of if I let my energy connect to everything that.
That's right. What happens? You be open with your energy, connect everything, but you need to have an ability to protect yourself.
Right.
There's so many people want to do that. They actually end up being controlled.
Now, do you show people how to protect themselves when?
That's right. I will come back to that point. There is interview for a YouTube what is called YouTube host talking about he didn't want to do meditation because he don't know what meditation will take him to, right? Being controlled. If you Google it, Miss California, there was a lady who actually have a spiritual guide connect with her in her childhood, right? Guide her, then she has a body power. She actually can dance, and she become Miss California. Yeah, famous. Then the spiritual guide connect with her, start to manipulate her mind. He was diagnosed with mental health issue. Okay. So what happens? On one hand, we want to be as open as possible. Yeah. But then meanwhile, our mind control us not to be open. Yeah. To have a limited belief. But then if you force yourself to be as open as possible, then actually you open the channel to dark energy, which manifested, shown as a positive energy.
Okay.
Do you know some Hollywood stars getting famous because they connect with negative energy, buying the matrix, sold their soul to get that? You Google it, you can find some. That's it.
Now,
okay, then come to your question, right?
yes.
First, it's not about how you protect. Remember the 3 steps I'm talking about.
Right. Yes.
Identify. You don't need to protect if you protect yourself if this is a positive energy, but you will have to understand how to identify if the energy is manipulated, negative or positive.
That makes sense.
Make sense now? Then how to identify? As I mentioned, unconscious mind is largely inaccessible. If we want to access that, what happens is it will happen in childhood, at the beginning. We are adults. We cannot access that way. The unconscious mind like as a child. You get the point?
Right.
And also, if you want to access it, then you need someone working with you, then you cannot run your business. You are busy doing this, and you don't want to be the monk and the priest and doing all the stuff all the time, right? And then even you do that, but you can see so many spiritual gurus still trapped, have a physical, emotional, mental suffering. Why? Because that's not related with reality. Now I share with you. Have to be tangible. So 3 steps is teach you how to do it the easy way, how to identify easy. Engage with your business. What's your business?
Oh, mine? Oh,
yeah.
Well, I do, aside from hosting the podcast, I actually do a nonprofit.
Okay. Profit is also business activity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every activity you engage in, business, career, personal life, come connect with your thoughts. Mm-hmm. There's a channel where you can identify. How? Remember I told you need to have a sense of belief.
Right, yes.
That's it. When you are doing anything to be open-minded and you have the sense of belief, that is correct. So you don't need to open your mind and test if this is positive energy, this is dark energy, because energy is unlimited. If you do that way, you will be trapped your whole lifetime. It's still not enough to identify different negative energy. You get point?
Mm-hmm.
This is what happened with so many entrepreneurs on spiritual journey. They are struggle with they want to be spiritual, but they want to be focused in their business. Then sometimes the people recognize, okay, I cannot do both. I have to step back. I become spiritual. I change my business. Even I love that. Can you see that? I change my business and make it easy, so I don't need to connect with negative energy. No. Everything can be positive, can be negative. It all comes connecting with you. I am running over 20 projects at the same time. How that possible? I share with you the secret for the 3 steps is the more ambitious you are, the more aspiring you are, your thoughts can be initiatively tapping into unlimited universal energy and redirect it and transmute in bliss feeling. How easy it is. You don't need to spend your whole life, still not enough to test in whether positive energy, dark energy. Manifestation, law of attraction is from inside you when you are able to control, take over the right of your unconscious mind.
Wow. My mind is blown. I'm just going, wow, so much right there. So much. My mind is going, hey, that makes sense, right? And talking with you, it really makes sense to me. It's like everything, all those dots that I've been trying to connect and trying to figure it out, but I've been on the verge. I'm just going, okay, there's something that I'm not connecting, right? And now I'm going, that's what it is. That's exactly what it's trying to do. So it's like my body's saying, hey, we want to go here. but you're blocking us.
It's not you blocking us. It's not others blocking us. It's you, your ability to
Right.
take
Yes.
the control of the powerhouse unconscious mind block you. If you earn that space, if you own 100% unconscious mind, you have unlimited access to the infinite universe. That's it.
Man, that makes, I just got goosebumps all over me. I'm going, whoa. Like my body just feels like, hey, man, are you paying attention to me? You know, and I'm going, I get it now. It makes a lot more sense. And listening to your 3 steps, it just puts everything into perspective. And now I get it. My God, Angela, how can people get a hold of you? What do you have going on in your life?
Yeah, they can. I suggest them to go to my website, passtoliberty.com, and they actually can access the free video training, and also my digital ebook will be there.
Okay. Now, do you have any books that
digital version, new version of digital book, which have the connection of Q&A for all my podcast. I put a different category, 2 chapters about my story, the other chapter from different angle, wealth, success, you know. I even put on how the property energy connect with unconscious mind there. Really, how the decoration, the interior decoration, can connect with your mental health issue, your unconscious mind. How can you use the environment to working on that? I have all the Q&A there. Yeah, and the people can just sign up and then go from there. Then because basically I release all the secrets anyhow. But then if you think you want the shortcut, and want to come to me, then you can go through the 3 hours consultation with me. Basically, I help you mapping out your whole life from the past in the future. Help you to build up your whole life strategy and identify all the loopholes, rather than you figure out maybe 10 years, 20 years on the whole lifetime.
Where were you at? Where were you at? I could have used you. I could be like, look, I got holes, girl. I need to figure this out, you know.
No, you don't need to. Come 3 hours with me will save you 30 years.
Well,
about everything.
I wish I would have met you 41 years ago.
yeah, that's right. But remember, when you are working on this, I when you try to figure out, I already figure out.
Right.
For my first 6 years. Yeah, I'm 50, exact 50.
Okay, I'm close.
44 years ago, I already figured out, and I already practiced this diligently for 50 years. So now I'm working on my infinite level, because basically I finished all what I want to do on Earth. You know what I mean? Yeah. So why I'm stay here? I'm stay here just put on the video, documentary movie all days. Yeah, to do what I can do, then also prepare my life after this one. Doesn't matter where I go. That's it. So what you are asking, I already have the answer. So
I'm definitely paying attention. I am a great student.
Yeah. So what happens? 3 hours with me, then you get the clarity. It's all recorded, so you can check again. Because at the time when I talk, you understand the level you are in at the moment. Mm-hmm. But then every day you are working, you repeat check my video. It's recorded. Then you understand the different level. Then if you want to learn that technique, what I do is like this. I actually working with people who are aspiring and ambitious. The more project you are, the faster you will practice, because this is the technical practice in your daily business. So my clients can call me. I have a 1 year program, like 3 months program, and then call me at the very moment the thoughts come in their business or anything. I have clients call me even at my time midnight, or send me a message. I provide 24/7 service. Why? Because this technique is connected with how you working with your thoughts. We have thoughts all the time, right? Yes. So when the the more you send me all the message, the more I know your angle, the more I will give you back and train you faster.
Okay.
That's it. I have a client send me a message at midnight. I saw the message, I sent back. Then I say, his mind is trapped so deep. I need to call him. I immediately call him. This part of my package, because he was so frustrated and angry with one of his best friends and died in hospital because so-called diagnosed COVID-19. 2-3 days died in hospital. And he wanted to get out of the hospital. Hospital didn't allow him. Then he had all black, blue and black. So he was angry. So I called him. I told him, listen, I know you love your best friends. You lost him. I'm sorry for that. Remember one thing. You are here with me. Don't buy in his metrics. He is the one take responsibility for not being able to take over the control, the power of his unconscious mind.
Right.
That's why he's trapped in that direction. If you bind that emotion and connect with your nerve system, your anger, you are trapped too. If I didn't call his mind, maybe suddenly you never know what the mental health is to come from. Can you see that?
I can.
That's my service. That's my service.
We're definitely
Immediately working on that. Yeah. So my service is very simple. Very easy. 3 hours with me, solve your whole life.
Okay.
Strategy, tactics. Yeah, I understand. Because otherwise you figure out take a lifetime. Save you at least 30 years. And it's
This takes me a
recorded.
long time.
Yeah, I record it because I will be able to help you to build up your strategy for the rest of your life according to your connection with me to the whole unlimited, infinite yourself.
Right.
You never saw how you can build up your life journey like that because I can see it. I read your unconsciousness. It's different from reading the intuition. Intuition, the gut feeling, is controlled by emotion, subconscious mind. Ego, can you see that?
I can.
It's not from unconscious mind. So I'm doing the work at the other level. That the level control your whole life journey. So people can easily find me, Mind Power Lady, on cross social media. If I type Google Mind Power Lady, they should be able to see a lot of my interviews. I also have several news in American. The latest one is talking about AI, artificial intelligence age, how to survive this. Each news actually, this news cover across over 500 medias in America, Boston, Washington, yeah. I think maybe also Chicago. I don't know. Yeah, but I can send you a link if you want it.
Yeah, most definitely. Send me a link because I would like to share that across.
Yeah, I sent you a link from maybe Boston or Washington news about that.
Yeah, let me know. Send me all the
Maybe
links.
Herald, digital, they all have that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, send me all the links. I'll put it across my Facebook page, and that way people can get in contact with you through there as well. But I am definitely, I want to say, Angela, wow, I am truly amazed by you. Right, you're such an amazing person, and I want to say thank you for your time today and coming out here and sharing this knowledge with us. My mind is blown. And it's definitely something that I want to keep pursuing because I'm always in pursuing of understanding the mind and where I can take myself, right? And I'm, listening to you, I'm have to learn these 3 steps and get those down because, man, it's taken me a long time to get to where I am. And I'm just like, wow, my body's going, let's go. Right.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for taking that time out today. And man, I'm truly honored and blessed. And for everyone out there that is listening to this, please reach out to Angela, man. And if you're having the same feeling that I'm having right now, it's worth going to and contacting her and pursuing your infinite possibilities. Right. And
Yeah.
with that being said, I want to say you guys have a great day. Be blessed. Keep your head up. And don't keep trying to fix the things that don't need to be fixed. Keep expanding yourself. See where it takes you.
I like what you said. But don't the fix it. You don't need to fix it. Basically, so many people waste the energy and effort for not necessary.
That's very true. That,
Yeah, yeah. And also, may I see one thing before I go?
yes, yes, most definitely.
Because I'm a global peace ambassador,
Mhm.
so I actually looking for the charity organization or charity events organizer invite me to share my technique free. Yeah,
Yes.
global at a global charity online events. Because currently we cannot travel anyhow. Yeah, I don't mind to share with that because I'm a global peace ambassador. So when I see, terrorists, I'm not getting angry with them. I see the pain inside themselves, manipulated by their unconscious mind. So I'm thinking if my message, how the terrorists who suffer inside themselves know how to get rid of suffer, they maybe get give up weapon. That's what I'm looking for. Does it make sense?
And I'm definitely
I Yeah, and I want all the politicians who debate and find try to working on each other on the name of the welfare for their nation have the ability to looking inside themselves what's in their unconscious mind, how that unconscious mind manipulate their whole consciousness, emotion, and the body, and find the power inside themselves. I believe that the time, all different politicians in different countries, they will start to shake hands and apologize to each other and be united and really do good things on earth. That's where I want to help with.
Man, I'm right there with you. I want to help support that as well. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. And to everyone that has been listening to this, please, 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 if you're looking to expand your knowledge, reach out to Angela. I mean, wow, my mind is just completely blown. And until next time, you guys enjoy your day. And
I love you all. Oh, I love you all.
you're welcome. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Memories of Us.